The drama gets going as additional subtleties become exposed about what occurred at the border. Kanch needs answers and is determined to accusing the brothers, however Manny says he went with a major choice that will make a huge difference. Internal strife bleeds into club business. An old enemy has found sanctuary south of the border. Mayans MC Season 4's first 3 episodes have built up some major problems. Kanch and the Yuma Mayans effectively occupied the Santo Padre Club in the 2-part premiere, with Marcus Alvarez returning to lead the gang. The Santo Padre Mayans were tasked with protecting Randall, El Banquero's accountant, but after catching him molesting his said kid, Noah, Angel Reyes chose to shoot him. During this time, Jess, a Santo Padre Mayan bartender, uncovered Alessandro Montez's cut and delivered it to Sons of Anarchy member Terry, therefore assuring a conflict between the two factions. Here's a spoiler-free recap of Mayans MC Season 4, Episode 4, A Crow Flew By, which explores the aftermath of those events. Episode 4, titled A Crow Flew By, opens with the Reyes brothers and Manny staring down on a critically injured Randall. Manny informs Angel that by shooting Randall, he did the right thing. The three of them collaborate to figure out what they should do next. They soon discover that Randall is not Noah's biological father. Instead, the accountant has kidnapped him and taken him away from his parents. Manny responds by shooting Randall and stating that they will need to contact Noah's parents in order to get him home. Later, at the temple, Kanch inquires as to who shot Randall. The trio's 3 members share responsibility for the crime. Kanch then chastises Alvarez for putting his faith in them. Alvarez, on the other hand, claims that killing Randall was the proper thing to do and displays his disdain for pedophiles. This irritates Kanch, who fears that killing Randall has jeopardized their drug pipeline and will surely attract El Banquero's anger. He's partially correct, because when Kanch meets with El Banquero later, it's evident he's not happy, but the immediate ramifications aren't seen. Following the meeting, Alvarez informs the Santo Padre Mayans that Nestor Acetiva, Miguel Galindo's former chief of security, is his new target, which irritates almost everyone. Alvarez discovered Nestor working as a security guard at a parking lot in last week's episode. Early in A Crow Flew By, the show takes one of its most dramatic turns. Despite Alvarez's earlier allegation to the contrary, A Crow Flew By proves Miguel Galindo's existence and depicts him erecting a stone wall in the graveyard of a convent someplace outside of the United States. Mayans MC continues the episode by showing Miguel befriending a young boy named Tomas and revealing that his aunt is a nun at the convent. She tries to persuade Miguel to confess his sins and pray, but he refuses. She then requests Miguel to leave Tomas alone, explaining that he has been through a lot of suffering in his short life. A group of armed men approaches the convent some time later. Miguel and Tomas had taken refuge in a shed. The men, who are members of a gang known as the LNG, say they're looking for Martin, Tomas's father, who they allege crossed them. The nuns first refuse to admit the guys to the convent, but they appear to have changed their minds. As is customary, the latest episode of Mayans MC contains a number of smaller storylines that will be crucial to what happens in future episodes. Hope asks Coco to pick her up from work since she is afraid about walking home alone. He concurs. Coco encounters Alvarez in the shrine later that day. Alvarez commends Coco for keeping clean and working to mend his relationship. Alvarez preaches the importance of team togetherness and informs Coco that he will be sending him to Oakland to assist in the rebuilding of the club's burned bridges. Coco is on board with the move. Coco, on the other hand, does not show up to transport Hope home from work later that night, indicating that their relationship is growing strained. Throughout the episode, Bishop continues to fall apart, drinking himself into a stupor and flirting with one of the Santo Padre bartenders. Easy tries to get Bishop to run for vice president. Bishop, on the other hand, dismisses the talk and insults Easy. As a result of Bishop's contempt, Easy hits him. Bishop and the woman consume cocaine and have sex on one of the pool tables later that night. Gilly notices them and immediately exits. Gilly and Creeper each get a minor plot that helps to flesh them out. Gilly attends his nephew's birthday celebration, where he meets up with some of his former military comrades in arms. The majority of the subplot revolves around Gilly's search for a place in the world and his guilt over an incident that occurred in Mosul, Iraq. Later that night, when his brother, Paul, and one of the other dads at the party get into a fight, Gilly has to step in to keep the peace. Even though Gilly does an excellent job of de-escalating the situation, Paul nevertheless punches the man. For his part, Creeper maintains a love engagement with a woman he met at a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. They discuss their pasts and scars. They have an awkward flirty dynamic in general. In The Crow Flew By, Felipe Reyes is given a bit more attention. He receives a postcard from Gaby, Easy's love interest from season 3 of Mayans MC. She reveals that she has been offered an internship. When Easy goes to his father's butcher business, he finds the postcard and appears to be ready to mend the connection. When Easy sees the card, it reopens old scars, and he walks away without speaking to Felipe. Nonetheless, later in the episode, Felipe reconnects a little with Angel, who is afraid about upsetting his child and thus avoids Nails. Manny is sent back to Yuma by Canch at the Santo Padre clubhouse. Initially, the two disagree on what Manny's aim in Santo Padre was intended to be. Canch is clearly upset that Manny has become acquainted with the Santo Padre Mayans, despite the fact that the younger Mayan assume he was there to make peace. Soon after, Manny and Easy say their goodbyes, and it's evident that they're parting as friends. Canch, on the other hand, is a different story. Outside the clubhouse, Easy and the Yuma Mayans leader had a spat. While Easy tries to reconcile with Canch, he makes it obvious that he will not forgive the Santo Padre Mayan for harming his kid. "To me, you'll never be anything other than a walking dead man," Canch continues. "Don't allow yourself get caught off guard." Alvarez takes a break from their chat to see what is going on outside. As a result, Easy arranges for a meeting with Alvarez in the temple. There, Alvarez informs Easy that he appointed him vice president because he saw the club's potential. He then hands him a book of Mayans MC bylaws so that Easy can fully comprehend the club's mission. Alvarez, for one, wants to prevent the club from collapsing. Easy reads the book during the day and then goes to Alvarez's place to discuss. Easy brings up a bylaws provision known as a kill switch clause, which allows any chapter president to be removed by a unanimous vote. Easy wants to reinstate the provision in order to prevent guys like Canch and Bishop from further ruining the club. However, they'll have to work quickly to shore up the club. Terry meets up with another Sons of Anarchy member towards the end of the episode. They both express their displeasure at Montez's killing, and Terry hears that Chibs, who is in charge of the Sons of Anarchy's charming chapter, has authorized a war. New episodes of Mayans MC Season 4 air Tuesdays on FX.